Purple Daily is daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.
I will ride with this group.
Seriously, man. Please.
And away we go.
Okay, live on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. Are you okay? Are you still shaking your head off of last night?
Yeah. I'm still disgusted.
I mean,
I'm still disgusted.
It was so bad. It was so bad. And we're going to get into it. Hottest Vikings takes here, as we do the day after every Vikings game, live on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. Chef Mackie here has been up all night baking a pie chart of blame. Too evil to hope in the comments here on YouTube. Fire Judd. It's his fault.
Huh?
Fire Positive. Listen, this is a difficult time for Positive Phil, okay? If you could please just respect him and his family and his privacy. This is a difficult time. Hot Take Mackie, stop kissing Kevin O'Connell's butt. So this is going to be feisty this morning here on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. A couple things, though, before we get to our hottest takes. Not this Sunday, because they're going to be off on this sort of pseudo-bye, but a week from Sunday, we're going to take Vikings Vent Line on the road again, a live watch party and a live Vikings Vent Line at Mystic Lake down on the southern edge of the Twin Cities. They just opened Hop House, which is this awesome sports bar, live event, massive TVs. So we're going to go hang out with as many of you guys who want to show up. It's free. It's open to the public, Judd. And hopefully JJ McCarthy is starting, and we can just start a new era again of Vikings football.
And here's the nice thing. On really a depressing day if you're a Vikings fan, Mystic Lake, not depressing at all because they have the complete package for Vikings fans. Drawings, giveaways, exclusive fan experiences. If you're going to a Vikings game, don't drive downtown and sit in traffic and be frustrated. For $15, you can get a round-trip ride to the stadium for all home games, no parking hassles. And as you just brought up, Phil, Hop House, the game is always on, and the specials are always flowing. Does that not sound good? After the game, relax and recharge, win or lose, in one of their luxurious hotel suites. Don't miss your chance. You can win exclusive Vikings merchandise and experiences only at Mystic Lake. Visit mysticlake.com and come see us, of course, for Vent Line at Mystic Lake.
Yeah. And these incoming hottest Vikings takes, every single episode, are presented by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, Dex.
There was frost in the grass outside when I woke up this morning. I had to turn up the furnace, had to turn up the heat in this house. So my friends at Standard Heating, and our friends, they're not just my friends, okay? Cameron comes out to my house, and I guess personally Cameron is my friend. Whether it's Cameron, whether it's anyone, to make sure that HVAC system is tuned up appropriately, hire the experts. No DIYing, no going to TikTok and figuring out what am I looking at here. Let the experts handle it. In fact, $30 off a furnace tune-up right now at Standard Heating. Tell them that Purple Daily sent you. They power our hottest takes after every single Vikings game.
All right, boys. We're all going to line up and take our swings here with our hottest takes. I'll give you a pie chart, but I want to preface my hot take by saying these things, and you guys can hammer me in the comments as I preface this. Kevin O'Connell, this is not the hot take. This is my preface. Kevin O'Connell is one of the 10 best head coaches. I've said 10 after last night. Let's say 12-ish. 12-ish. Sure. One of the 12-ish best head coaches in the NFL. People who are calling for his head or suggesting he is a fraud, I think, are emotionally overreacting and forgetting about the job that he and the staff did last year and the 13 wins they had in 2022. There's a body of work here that is very good for Kevin O'Connell. He did ride Sam Darnold to 14 wins last season. That being said, all of that being said, my hottest Vikings take this morning is that the Vikings made a massive mistake, a potentially franchise-altering mistake, by not hiring Jim Harbaugh in 2022. And he stuck it to you in person last night in Los Angeles. He has been waiting for this for 3 years, since the day he walked into the doors at Twin Cities Orthopedic Performance Center. And actually, from our podcast perspective, one of the biggest jumping off points for our podcast going from whatever level it was at in 2001 or 21 to 2022 was when Alex Boone came on, disciple of Jim Harbaugh in San Francisco, and for an hour just pulled back the curtain on If anyone is skeptical, here's why this dude is a badass head coach and culture builder. And he swayed a lot of opinions, and a lot of people were disappointed when the Vikings went into Kevin O'Connell instead of Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh thought he had the job. He went to the building, according to reports, thinking that the Vikings were like, oh, they're not going to bring me here. I'm Jim Harbaugh. Right. They're not going to bring me here unless it's a done deal. And apparently he went about business that day, and maybe it rubbed some people the wrong way because he has kind of a quirky personality. But here's the thing. All of the things you can praise Kevin O'Connell for, Jim Harbaugh is better at. Culture building. And again, Kevin O'Connell is a good culture builder. His post-game locker room speeches are awesome. He's built some really connected teams that have won a bunch of regular season games. But Jim Harbaugh builds football cults in college, in the NFL. You talk to almost anyone who has played for that guy for 15, going on 20 years. They will die on a hill for Jim Harbaugh. So Kevin O'Connell, good culture builder. Jim Harbaugh, great culture builder. Quarterback whispering. That's another thing that you would praise Kevin O'Connell for, right? Jim Harbaugh is better at quarterback whispering. KOC has done some great work in his career with Sam Darnold, with Kirk Cousins, if you want to give him credit as a coordinator, with Matthew Stafford, with the Rams. They won a Super Bowl. That's all those things are great. Jim Harbaugh went to an NFC championship game with certified bust Alex Smith. He went to a Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick, not to mention his influence on college Andrew Luck, on JJ McCarthy in college, and now Justin Herbert. And then I would say the third thing that you would praise Kevin O'Connell for, and I certainly have time after time on this podcast, is winning. Kevin O'Connell, they've lost 2 games in a row, which has bumped him now from, I believe, 5th to 7th on the current active head coach winning percentage list. Kevin O'Connell wins a lot of games with a lot of patchwork quarterbacks. And so you would say, oh, I mean, at the end of the day, KOC, he wins, right? Well, Jim Harbaugh wins more. Not counting college where he won a national championship, Jim Harbaugh has the second highest winning percentage among all active NFL head coaches, behind only Nick Sirianni. KOC has never won a playoff game. Jim Harbaugh has been to 3 NFC championship games in, I think, is it 6 years? 6 or 7 years? Basically half of his years as an NFL head coach, Jim Harbaugh has parked in the conference championship game and has been to a Super Bowl. And furthermore, I think, my opinion, is that if the Vikings had hired Jim Harbaugh in 2022, and I don't think you regret hiring, like Kevin O'Connell in a vacuum has been a really good coach. You've won a lot of games. But I think if you were to have hired Jim Harbaugh in 2022, by now, the Vikings would have for sure won a playoff game. And I think Jim Harbaugh, by now, year 4, would have brought the Vikings to at least the NFC Championship game and maybe their first Super Bowl in almost 50 years. That is my hottest take. Just to summarize it, the Vikings made a huge mistake not hiring Jim Harbaugh when he was inside the building in 2022.
I like this take. I love this take. And I'll throw a fourth thing, too. And O'Connell's proving he's not very good at this, and it's a major thing in football. So when things go right, it's easy. And for the most part, things went really well in 2024. Things went really well. You had some guys hurt. The Darius injury, Cam Robinson was brought in to replace him. That was, as bad as Cam has been this season for other teams, that was actually a really nice move. But a lot went right for the Vikings. Sam Darnold had this unexpected year. Jim Harbaugh handles adversity, which, by the way, you should always assume. You should never assume things are going to be smooth. This is the National Football League.
The National
Football League. Like you should start every year when you sit down to start planning in, I don't know, June or something, or May. You should say, okay, let's assume everything goes wrong. Because a lot of times it's going to. Jim Harbaugh handles that far better. In fact, I think this is not an overstatement. I think Kevin O'Connell, it's a weakness. When things go wrong, he gets rattled. And I'm saying, this year, yes, they've lost a ton of guys. You know what? A lot of teams have. They showed up last night to me, and they looked like a team that was still licking its wounds from the Sunday loss. They looked like a team that was like, oh, woe is us. It was the woe is us game. And the Chargers were not playing well. Had lost 3 of 4. Their defense was being gashed left and right, down to their, by the way, third running back. The guy who had 100-plus yards was their third guy. And what did Harbaugh do? Harbaugh said, I don't care. Let's handle this well.
Also, Mekhi Becton is just constantly hurt and out, and he was out for the game last night, in addition to Rashawn Slater being out for the season before the season started. Yeah, I mean, adversity.
But he handles adversity like you should. And if you can't handle that, you got real problems, because you're going to have, if you think that you're going to have a run of smooth years, I mean, we've covered this league for a long time. You aren't. And look, if something goes really, really wrong, that's one thing. But it just feels like this year has been, and this is the quarterback path you chose. So, okay, that's fine. But with what you have chose, it just feels like from O'Connell on down, everyone is like, well, oh my God, this, and now this, and now this. Hey, that's the expectation. So I'll add a fourth thing. I love the take.
Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, and I still stand for Kevin O'Connell more than like probably most people in the comments, and maybe like more than anyone on this show. I think anyone that thinks that he is done or cooked or has completely lost the locker room or is like exposed as a fraud or all these things. I mean, they have found ways to win a lot of games with uncertainty at quarterback and injuries and whatnot. But like I said, all of the things that you would potentially praise Kevin O'Connell for, or say, boy, Kevin O'Connell's really good at this, this, and this. Mm-hmm. Jim Harbaugh is better at this, this, and this, or that, and that.
There's a difference between building culture on the first day of training camp and making damn sure that culture does not go away when things go wrong. Like the Vikings build a good culture, but when things go wrong, do they maintain that? Because it feels like there's a lot of, for lack of a better term, they get frazzled. You can't get frazzled.
And then people have brought up just some of the like the stuff on the sidelines with Josh McCown and Carson Wentz laughing. We don't know what they were really laughing about. You know what? Actually, after sleeping on it, bothers me more than that, because it could have just been a moment where they're laughing about something pain related. I don't know. Who knows? Ivan Pace, who literally lost he was in there in the mix a little bit defensively last night.
Yep.
But a week ago, it was determined that Ivan Pace has lost his job on defense and was relegated to special teams.
Yep.
And they just suffered maybe the low point, devastating loss of the Kevin O'Connell and Ivan Pace era of Vikings football.
Yeah.
And he's just like putting out a photo of his In-N-Out post-game dinner on Instagram, like, And I get it. It is a job for these guys, and once the job is over for the night, you're going to decompress a little bit, and you're going to live your life, and I get that, but it's like, really? Stay
off social media at that point. Just don't go on social media. I mean, you know what? Tell your buddies, hey, tough loss, but at least we got In-N-Out Burger.
Right.
But
that's what it felt. That's what the post felt like. What you just said.
Yeah.
Well, I know we got our asses kicked, but this juicy burger is going to be great.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
anyways, all right, Judd, what is your hottest Vikings take?
All right. After much reflection, and I think that we fully expect on November 2nd, JJ McCarthy back in there. Okay. After much reflection on the circumstances, after much reflection on what the coach likes to do in game, I'm going to side with the masses. Kevin O'Connell should give up play calling in game.
Wow.
Kevin O'Connell should give up play calling in game. And here's why. I don't agree he sucks at it. He's terrible at it. He can't get out of his own way, though. And two things. One, JJ McCarthy, in my opinion, Kevin O'Connell is his guy, right? Like McCown helps out, Wes Phillips helps out, everybody's helping out. But at the end of the day, the child is being raised by O'Connell. So, and O'Connell has a lot going on in game. There's a lot to coach. There's a lot of moving parts. And to a certain degree, JJ McCarthy needs him. So, just from a bandwidth thing, okay? But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is O'Connell has proven several times now, there's a large enough sample size to say this with confidence. He cannot get out of his own way when it comes to his default settings, his computer default settings for how he wants to call a game. And I got to be honest, in watching that last night, and look, it's Carson Wentz, but we've seen this before. But in watching that last night, it occurred to me that what Kevin O'Connell wants from in-game from his quarterback and what is best for what Kevin O'Connell should want for JJ McCarthy's development are not the same thing. I don't think he has the ability. I mean, he's not shown it. I don't think he has the ability to adjust. And I also think, and this is across the board a human thing, but when things get difficult or when things get intense, he goes to what he knows, to what he wants. He doesn't have the slow down button that most of us don't have, which is, I can't do this right now. Like, I can't do this to this guy. And so therefore, I think that Kevin O'Connell would be best off to sit down during the week with Wes Phillips probably, who, look, I'm not saying he's going to be great, but say, you know what, Wes, you need to call this game for what's best for JJ McCarthy, and I in-game am incapable of doing that, and therefore I'm going to hand the play calling reins to you, with influence from me certainly in the build-up. I'm not saying he's out of it, but I am saying when the game is going on and the bullets are flying, it feels like Kevin O'Connell really struggles to adapt and adjust. And if you do what you did last night to McCarthy, you are going to set him back unnecessarily.
Do we think, though, that Wes Phillips is the OC because he's not going to, like, push back and not want to, like, call plays and stuff, too? Because if you want someone to call the plays, if you want to take that responsibility off of Kevin O'Connell's shoulders, and not to say that, again, maybe Wes Phillips is a genius and he is really, really good at his job, and he's being slept on for what he brings to the offense and the team and all that stuff. Maybe that's the case. Maybe we're all morons. But it feels like that would be a spicier decision to turn over play calling to Wes Phillips, at least on the surface, than it is for Kevin O'Connell to be not calling plays.
I mean, it definitely would be a seismic shift. I just don't trust him. Like my biggest thing is not that I think that Wes Phillips is going to step in there and be Sean McVay or be this unbelievable play caller. Kevin O'Connell has lost my trust in his ability in game, though, to think logically and say, you know what, I have Carson Wentz playing right now. I can't do this to Carson Wentz. I need to change how I call plays. He is consistently defaulting to what he thinks should work. And that's great if you have the right person. But with McCarthy, my biggest thing is you have to protect him. Like, you have to protect him. And it's not that I think that Wes is great, but I think that Wes, because he's not trying to run the entire team as well, probably has a bigger ability to take a step back.
Right back at you. I love the way you explained your hot take as well. Mutual take admiration here on the show.
Man, we're not fighting. This is no fun.
And if I could blend our takes together even, and because I think there's a lot of ego involved with offensive-minded head coaches.
100%.
Andy Reid calls plays. Some of the best in the world call plays. The offensive-minded head coaches. Sean Payton calls plays. Sean McVay calls plays. And I feel like a lot of these guys who want to be on that level, Kevin O'Connell being one of them, they feel like if I were to give that up, I'm giving up my identity as a head coach in some ways. And my ego is telling me you can't do that because now you're admitting that you're not as good as Sean McVay. You can't handle being a head coach who also calls plays. So it is a big deal for offensive-minded coaches to give that up. But to blend our takes together, you want to know who doesn't call plays? Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He's on the headset and he's, I'm sure, suggesting things and guiding. Hey, guys, let's run it a few times here, right? Like, he's providing that 30,000-foot guidance. But Greg Roman calls plays for Jim Harbaugh, and the Chargers, despite a ravaged offensive line, they're down to their third running back. You know where they rank in a couple key categories offensively? Well, Jim Harbaugh focuses on coaching the entire game and the team and the 30,000 foot and the culture building, and Greg Roman is in the weeds on the actual tactical play calls. They are 7th in yards per play offensively, and they are the second best third down offense in the league. Helps to have Justin Herbert, who's great on third down.
Sure.
But the Chargers are converting almost 50% of third downs, while the Vikings are toiling as one of the worst third down offenses in the league, in part because the play caller head coach for the Vikings can't help himself on 3rd and 1,
right,
behind 3 backup offensive linemen and a quarterback who's in severe pain again. Drop him back again. Again. Thumbs down. So yeah, man. Like I think there's now. Sometimes is it a mystery box? Wes Phillips calling plays or Josh McCown calling plays or whoever to call plays?
It definitely is.
Is it just is the grass greener over there? We don't really know if the result would be different, but I'm open to that conversation.
It's like the old line of, I'm going to go in this room, and no matter what you hear, how bad it sounds, don't come in. That's what Kevin O'Connell should say. I'm going to, no matter how much I start to scream and yell on the sideline, don't give me the play calling. Because, I mean, this is developed, and it's not surprising, but there's nothing more important right now than the development of JJ McCarthy.
But I think Kevin would say,
he will. Yeah,
his
you're right.
guidance and specifically his play calling are what's best for JJ McCarthy. And you're essentially asserting that is not true.
Well, I would say it would be if you could help yourself, and it probably would be if you weren't trying to coach the team as well. But how many games other than when O'Connell got Joshua Dobbs through the Falcons game, where I think Dobbs had like one practice or something, and O'Connell, they literally ad-libbed the game plan. How many times have you seen O'Connell make these enormous adjustments to allow for, my quarterback is Carson Wentz, or heck, McCarthy in the first two games? I mean, I didn't think the Falcons game was great because he was treating JJ McCarthy like he was a veteran, and no, he's not. And I don't think that O'Connell has ever shown that he can back off of that and say, you know what, I was wrong. Quick passing, change things a little bit here and there. And I realize that I'm asking for something that's really intricate, but I also don't think JJ McCarthy is best served to have Kevin O'Connell treating him like he's been playing for 8 years.
Yeah.
Perfect segue, because here's my hottest take. Kevin O'Connell's reputation as a quarterback whisperer is shattered. And the only thing that can save it is JJ McCarthy, a 22, 23-year-old dude who has played 2 NFL games. That's the only thing that I think can save this. Sam Darnold's not walking through the door. Daniel Jones ain't walking through the door. Kirk Cousins?
He could walk through the door.
He could walk. He
before
actually
the trade deadline.
could walk
okay
through the
with
door. I put ain't, but I should change that to could, because there technically is a possibility.
If McCarthy gets hurt in the next couple weeks again, and Wentz's shoulder is banged up, there is a chance that is a conversation there.
Yep. Hell, long gone are the Josh Dobbs game that Judd just mentioned there. The QB whisperer stuff doesn't mean jack if you won't play or give JJ McCarthy the runway he deserves. Winning coach of the year, and 63% of the games up to this point. Doesn't mean a whole ton right now to me if you can't develop and play JJ McCarthy. The 2025 Vikings, a hot take and a hot take, are the most unserious team in the NFC North right now. The Bears have lapped the Vikings.
No, you're right.
7 games in.
Yeah,
you're right.
They have Ben Johnson. Ooh, is he going to be able to be a good head coach? Is he a fraud in the making? Let that sink in. That Ben Johnson's Bears right now are ahead of the Vikings, not just in standings, but in morale and vibes and everything else. The
Can't
2024 draft class is producing some pretty quality and in some cases high-end quarterback play. It's time for McCarthy to join that party. The wins and losses might still be tough to come by. I should say the wins might be tough to come by, but I have a new motto for the Purple Daily 2025 season. Yes, we want to see the Vikings win a Super Bowl before we die, but we also want to see JJ McCarthy play quarterback before we all implode. That is my sub-motto for the next 10, 12 weeks in the 2025 season. So KOC's reputation as a quarterback whisperer is shattered, and the only thing that can save it is JJ McCarthy.
So it can be pieced back together with some glue, though. So it's shattered, but it's not thrown out yet. We're trying to put it back together.
I feel like glue is still kind of offensive. It can just be repaired in a very nice way. Glue in my opinion is Carson
shattered.
Wentz.
But dude, you shattered it.
You shattered it. Yeah,
you
said it
you
shattered.
can't have it be nice now.
You throw the magic.
Nice.
You throw the magic elixir.
No.
Elmer's glue is Carson Wentz. I'm talking about a nicer, fancier looking thing on the shatter.
But if he's a vase or vase, You shattered it. We're trying to like reassemble it now. So like you called like it's a hot take. It's a very hot take. But like when you say shattered, that's an extreme. And
I'm worried that we're getting catfished by JJ McCarthy. Where
Totally
is he? Like
possible.
what? It's remember when Manti Te'o had a girlfriend for like 2 years, and then they never actually met because it was like his cousin that was DMing him, and so you guys didn't like hop on a Skype and nothing. You were dating for like 2 years. That's what it feels like with McCarthy. It's been a year and a half.
cat quarterback.
Well, we saw him one time we saw him in that
We
joint
need that
practice
show.
that one time.
We need those two guys who would go and find
Knock
people
on a door.
and confront them.
Is JJ McCarthy here? And it's like a 400-pound 42-year-old.
You guys actually didn't go to my wedding, and I haven't had a kid. I've just been taking Tuesdays through Thursdays off for the last 4 or 5 weeks. I've been catfishing.
Oh, and you get
all
pictures
this entire time.
Oh, and you bought
Yeah.
a picture,
Yeah.
and you're like, this is it's sunny outside. Sunny.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears Vikings part of like the secondary hot take too. It's hard. Like right now the Bears did start 4-2, I think, last year, and then they like didn't win a game and they lost 3 months straight of games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does feel like there's steps forward being taken. There's some juice there.
Yep.
And they're building something. The Vikings are sitting here, and again this morning, ESPN's big morning show, Get Up, they devote a full block to, and with the graphics and everything, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, and then the Minnesota Vikings current QBR with their two quarterbacks. And now, of course, the comeback to that is that the Sam Darnold conversation wouldn't be a conversation if not for Kevin O'Connell helping to guide him to a career resurgence. So it's like he's the product of his own success in that way. But yeah, it just feels so much worse because I think it would almost feel better if McCarthy was bad. If it was like a year and a half in and he had played 25 games and it was just bad, because then at least it sucks for fans and for the team and for the organization, everything. But at least you're getting a little closer to like some finality and an answer. We haven't even started the process yet. That's the problem with this whole deal. While Sam Darnold carves up the NFC.
Even if they were, if we go back and say, okay, McCarthy still sits out 2024, but if he has played 7 games now and they are 3-4, depending on how that looks, I think we would be a little disappointed for sure. But yeah, he'd be getting playing time. And look,
you're building something. Yeah.
And the last 2 games, for very different reasons, are so extremely disappointing. I mean, Philadelphia let you stick around at home, and you had every chance to win. I mean, for all the accolades that the Eagles got at the end of the day, like, you had a chance to win that game, and you didn't. And it's like, that's a home game. Philadelphia wasn't playing that great going in. You had a chance. Okay, that's a tough loss. All right, so bounce back on Thursday, and you don't show up. Like, that's the thing is, it's like 2 punches. And the lack of preparation then for the Thursday game. But yeah, I think if you're 3-4 and McCarthy is starting to show some gradual signs, I think today's show is a very different tone than this, which is we're just pissed off about how they're playing.
Yep. So those are the hottest Vikings takes.
There's some good hot takes.
Dude, those are like probably in terms of fastball velocity combined with the 3 of us that may have been up there in the few years we've been doing this. Chef Mackey here, old Chef Macadac, has a pie chart of blame off last night. So we can get to some other things that we didn't touch on in those hottest takes. We'll also do silver linings before the show is over. For the couple thousand of you that are hanging out with us live on the Purple Daily YouTube channel, or if you're consuming on demand later on, click that subscribe button and the like button. Thank you guys for helping us get to 60,000 subscribers last week, too. It's kind of a cool milestone here for the show. Before we get to the pie chart festivities, Minnesota Rusco, they can't rebuild your football team or your offensive line, but they can like rebuild your kitchen. They can rebuild or like add a bathroom or something to your house. Minnesota Rusco has been in business a little longer than the Purple, actually. 70 years of experience since 1955. Minnesota Rusco turning remodels into realities in Minnesota, and they're celebrating 70 years in business by offering 70% off all labor on everything they sell. So that's 70% off bathrooms, kitchens, windows, siding, roofing, decks, and doors. You'll pay no monthly interest, no payments until 2027. So take advantage of the 70th anniversary sale. That's minnesotarusco.com. Dex, Underdog, packed sports weekend here. We have all 4 leagues, the big 4 leagues, rocking and rolling right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, go to Underdog, download the app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Our guy Thor Nystrom sent this out. I don't have the visual on screen for us, but I saw this last night as we were wrapping up Ventline. Had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pick'em item hit yesterday. 27 times his money. Drinks on Thor. Okay, next time we see Thor, Thor can pick up the tab then, if that's the case. 27 times, because that's the beauty of Underdog. The more picks you make, the higher your payout can be. Go download the app, ride higher or lower on those pick'ems. Send me those screenshots too, and go download the app. Use promo code SCORE when you play $5. You get $100 in bonus funds.
Boom. Old Thorski.
Yeah.
Hitting it. So also, hey, these Pepsi, a couple cool things here. The Pepsi Justin Jefferson cups. Jefferson, much happier looking in this photo here than he was last night after the game. But if you go into a Buffalo Wild Wings anywhere in the Twin Cities and order 12 wings, any style, and a Pepsi, you'll get one of these Justin Jefferson little souvenir cups, special edition cups. There's a QR code on the side. You scan it, and you can enter to win Victor's very own Polaris Ranger 1000. Buffalo Wild Wings, the preferred sports bar of the Minnesota Vikings, and Pepsi, the official beverage of the Minnesota Vikings. You can also get these cups inside US Bank Stadium at Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh locations as well, in addition to Buffalo Wild Wings. So shout out to B-Dubs and Pepsi, these Justin Jefferson cups. Scan that code and enter to win Victor's ride.
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
Are you guys ready for a pie chart of blame?
Let's do it.
Who's ready to slice and dice?
Oh, this is going to be,
Love pie. Pie's great.
hot out of the
The
pie
Rock
chart
knows how you
oven.
feel about pie.
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices. Could have gone a bunch of different directions here. But I want to highlight a couple people who I don't think, maybe one of these guys made one pie chart, but one of them for sure hasn't. So there's going to be some usual suspects that we'll talk about. One that I don't think has made, at least from like what fans are saying, enough appearances in the pie chart. And then one guy debuting for sure. We'll start with 10% to special teams coordinator Matt Daniels.
Yeah.
The Vikings have now committed 14 special teams penalties this season.
Yeah.
That's 2 per game. And if you zoom out, the Vikings as a team, all phases of football, have amassed the 6th most penalties in the NFL as a team. And 25% of those penalties are special teams penalties. And I can tell you that 25% of your snaps in a football game are not special team snaps. So that ratio does not quite align. Mm-hmm. The Vikings have also, if you want to go like way in the weeds analytically, the Vikings special teams have been like near the bottom of the league in terms of like expected points added. It's just been kind, and then even like the fire drill field goal, that's something you practice. They had plenty of time, and maybe this is more of a Big Leg Bill thing than a Matt Daniels thing, but we've seen Big Leg Bill connect from 55, from almost 60, with like 15 yards to spare. So to come up short in that situation, it wouldn't have really affected the game either way. But just a lot of stuff on special teams. So 10% to Matt Daniels.
Take out the kicking entirely, and he still deserves to be at least looked at closely for his job. And I like the guy, but you get Miles Price. Starts the game. I think you're at the 45-yard line. Okay, here we go, boys. We're on the road. Penalty brings it back. So you're right. The amount of penalties that they are taking on kickoffs and punts, and it's inexcusable. And this is what you work on. Like, this is your job. One of your biggest jobs there is avoid penalties. So yeah. I'm with you.
Okay, let's go to the next 10%.
Rock knows how you feel about pie.
To a man making his debut in the pie chart game here in 2025. Maybe even, I don't think this guy's ever made a pie chart. And I've heard people chirping, so you're going to get what you want here, America and Purple Daily audience. Offensive line coach Chris Cooper Come on down for a big spoonful of pie here.
Wow.
A 10% slice.
Booney and Searles are going to find you.
They're going to kill you.
They're going to come visit you and find you and end you.
Now, I will grant that injuries have obviously been a huge factor along the offensive line, 100%. At one point, after like the first 8 plays, Christian Darrisaw decided, what a weird deal, man. He's like week to week, but also kind of like quarter to quarter, play to play.
Yeah.
You know what's happening there. Is it a setback? Is it like is there like a long-term issue where he needs another procedure? Is it just soreness?
There's a real discussion now, and I know that we lauded it at the time, but there's a discussion about when he came back to practice and just came back, period.
Yeah.
Because he said after the Bengals game, I think he said, I was supposed to be out a year. And he wasn't. And I don't know if he decided I'm going to push it. They decided collaborative, love collaboration, very important. But yeah, he's put himself, and I think he's the one a lot of times who's saying, I got to come out, which is fine to protect himself, but then he shouldn't have been playing.
Yeah. And so injuries, major issue. You're not dealing with cream of the crop starting offensive linemen here. But other teams have figured out how to gain yards and move the football and score points and not get their quarterback killed every other play with backup offensive linemen. And so, like, my issue here, and the reason I'm bringing up Chris Cooper is, like, at the end of the day, when I'm watching a game for 3 hours and every other pass play, it's like they're backups, but these are professional football players who played at Oklahoma and Ohio State and big schools, Stanford. And it's like they've never seen a stunt before in their lives. They're just shocked that the Chargers are running and the Eagles are running like a TT twist over your face.
Look at this O-line guy.
Give yourself the
Look at
football.
this O-line.
Give yourself the
Phil the O-line coach. This is incredible.
Tackle, twist.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
But you're abbreviating it. It's like down and distance is fine, but D&D, you figure out what I'm saying.
Spend enough time around Booney and you'll. And then like the run blocking. Okay, guys, going into this game, our quarterback cannot lift his left arm. He has like 14 different braces on it, and every time he sneezes, it's excruciating pain. So can we clear a couple running lanes for Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason here, guys? So I don't know, man. It just feels like, I get it. Yep. It's backups. They're not super talented on the offensive line right now.
Yep.
But it just feels like they're kind of lost and strategically lost, not just physically lost. And so I'm going to give 10% to offensive line coach Chris Cooper.
Okay. Hey, on Darrisaw, did you guys watch the KO postgame presser too? It was very cryptic. He's like, I'm not going to tell you exactly what was wrong with him. Yeah. It's like, I thought he tore his ACL and MCL, which, by the way, is all, like, that's bad. That's real bad. But then he's like, I'm not going to get into what happened. It's like,
what do you mean?
Was it worse?
Was it
Did you hide? Were you hiding something?
Like, what's going on?
But, like, he opened the door. In my opinion, by saying that, you, like, open the door of, I guess
someone's gonna do, and there's enough good reporters on that beat that someone's gonna talk to someone.
Tell people he should be screaming it from the mountaintops.
Yeah.
Because like it's sort of like, well, he's why is he pulling himself out? Why? Well, if it was worse than torn ACL and MCL, okay, there might be a very good reason why he can't play full games.
But he's now pulled himself out of 2 games.
Yeah.
One of them, by the way, in the fourth quarter.
And last night, I think he got through like 9 plays, 2 series.
Okay.
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
15% to Kevin O'Connell. And I know a lot of you think that that's going to be too low here. A lot of people would love to just see him get 100% of the pie chart of blame because he's the head coach, and it feels good to just savage the head coach after every loss. He's going to get a slice, but a 15% slice because, let's be real, he is dealing with Carson Wentz, who's injured and terrible, a bunch of backup offensive linemen, okay, well, he should turn to Max Brosmer. Well, maybe, but like Max Brosmer is an undrafted rookie free agent. He's a mystery box more than a solution. So all of those things. But the reason why he does get the 15% slice is because the Vikings, they just looked unprepared in a lot of ways. Energy, penalties, protections. I know, again, you're trailing early in the game. Let's abandon the run altogether. We're just going to run the ball 10 times over the course of 3 hours. It's not working after the first 3 run plays, therefore we can't possibly try again. And again, like as a team, you do have permission to rise above some injuries and be competitive. You're seeing it in the NFL. You're seeing it with the Chargers, with the 49ers. So 15% to Kevin O'Connell, in addition to, my hottest take from 40 minutes ago saying that the Vikings made a franchise-altering mistake not hiring Jim Harbaugh as their head coach.
I would have given him more just upon what you just said, too. Like, you are the head coach, dude, and your team was not prepared. And again, it goes to me, it's a pattern of when things go really wrong, he doesn't have an answer for it. And to go back to your hottest take, do you know who does? Jim Harbaugh. Like the whole thing of Jim Harbaugh, in my opinion, his whole thing of nobody's got it better than us. That's not about when times are good. That's about that's about adversity. Like he's pushing back on adversity and saying, bring it on. Yeah. So I would have given him more just based on what you just broke down, but I'm curious to hear the rest of this.
Okay, 15%.
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
Also to Carson Wentz. Again, I feel kind of bad because the guy could barely move his left arm.
It's Apollo Creed, man. He's dead.
He's just standing in the corner, out on his feet. Right, he's got the American flag boxing trunks on, and he's wobbling.
Break you.
Throw the damn towel. Throw the damn towel. He's playing behind an XFL offensive line, and he laid his body on the line for his childhood favorite team, the Vikings. For fans, for NDSU, for his family, he laid his body on the line for Jeff Bezos and Amazon Prime last night. But with all due respect, Al Michaels,
Kirk Herbstreit.
He laid his body on the line for Kirk Herbstreit, and Herbstreit repaid him by savaging him for showing emotion. What was that? This dude just got pounded for 3 hours. He's in excruciating pain. He's pissed, and Kirk Herbstreit's like, this guy's got to calm down a little bit, man. He's got to stop showing so much emotion in front of his teammates. What?
I am easily the most critical of Carson Wentz among the three of us and probably among most human beings. And I have done some play-by-play before. I've done some color commentary. Not even would I think to do something like that to a professional athlete. Like the way he talked about Carson Wentz, the way he went about it. Like, I know not Joe, but Troy Aikman is good at that type of stuff and pointing that stuff out. The aggressiveness he went at, I was even shocked by and a little offended for someone.
Although I would love to hear young Declan Goff doing high school sporting events, just savaging players who show emotion. I would pay money
quarterback,
for that.
Be better than that.
Yeah, I didn't savage him. Like Brevin Spanford, who I think is with the Cowboys now. Is he with the Cowboys?
Former Gopher. Row the boat.
Yeah, I called his high school games. I don't think I took a dump on him in high school when he was at St. Cloud. I don't. Well,
he probably scored 15 touchdowns a game though. Yeah. So
I'm fine with I want Troy Aikman to crap on players who deserve it, but it was just it was weird. Well, Kirk should have been lending Carson Wentz his emotional support dog before he ripped him on national TV. But hold on, all those things are to say, I do feel kind of bad for Carson Wentz, and all due respect to his toughness, he is a terrible quarterback at this stage in his career, and that's why he gets 15% of the pie chart of blame.
All right,
he's still he takes way too many sacks. He holds onto the ball too long. He's missing reads. Literally the first pass of the game. We got Aaron Jones back. Here we go. Little swing pass out to the left, 3 yards out behind him, out of bounds. Just setting the tone with a dud, a fart noise to start that game. So 15% to Carson Wentz.
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
Okay. Sorry, Jay, you were going to make a point, and I
forget what it is now. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to finish the
I'm
Wentz.
Sleep deprived. I'm trying to drink coffee. I'm trying to drink a ton of coffee. I know you guys are shocked by that, but I digress. Go ahead with the rest of the pie chart, please.
Okay. 20% here.
The Rock knows how you feel about pie.
To Brian Flores. I know Van Ginkel is out, and he's your kind of queen on the chessboard there, and Josh Metellus is kind of the other queen on the chessboard. Had a nice little play last night. But the rest of the defense is pretty much intact. The one that was top 5 in the league last year in scoring defense, and that you added pieces to strategically this offseason, and that defense has regressed. They're getting shredded on a regular basis. They've allowed 2 200-yard rushing games now. It's not even November yet. And they're allowing 130 rush yards per game, which is worse by 7 yards per game than the Ed Donatel defense from 2022.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, It's incredible.
So B-Flow gets 20%.
I look at this whole thing too, and I honestly think that this starts with them becoming arrogant about their ability to plug guys in. A year ago, to their credit, okay, cornerback is thin. And I know he was older, but Stephon Gilmore comes in and plays pretty well. Like, he was fine, right? Now Jeff Okudah is playing. Okay. I do think that there is a conversation about Cam Bynum and how much he has missed as well. I mean, my guy Theo Jackson, Sports Dad might have been a little bit too high on him from training camp practices. I don't know that he's... And Cam Bynum was good, in part because the dude had played cornerback and he can cover guys. You know, now you're asking Josh Metellus, it feels like, to cover guys, and he's just not his bailiwick. So I feel like the start of this conversation is somewhat the arrogance that they took into the summer of, oh, we can do this. We can do this. Now, up front, with Allen and Hargrave in particular, I did expect a lot more. Now, their age, I guess that's partially a me problem, because I thought, oh, man, they're going to come back.
Yeah.
But it's not just because I see a ton of comments, well, Flores' defense has been solved, which is probably partially true. But I think more importantly is, what's your personnel? What's your personnel across the board? And the corner thing, I absolutely hate. Jeff Okudah played, I want to say last night, like 15 snaps or something, like really low. And again, on 3 consecutive, Justin Herbert's like bang, bang, bang touchdown.
Yeah. Well, that one, I mean, they had the one-on-one coverage on the outside, and he's literally like 5 yards behind. He's diving. I think it was Lab McConkey who caught that pass.
Yep.
Who's getting cooked by Lab McConkey.
Yep.
McConkey catches that pass, and as the ball is floating into his hands, Okudah is desperately trying to tackle him from 5 yards away before he catches the ball to just commit a penalty. And he whiffed at that because he was too far behind. Before we get to the final slice here, I do want to respond to one comment. Todd Jorgensen said, Mackey, you ripped Caleb Williams a couple years ago for showing emotion, but it's okay when Wentz does it. Kind of hypocritical. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but one guy is out there in excruciating pain for 3 hours, getting his teeth kicked in toward the end of his career, and it's all hitting him at the same time. And the pain is part of it too. Like, he's literally in tears in part because of how painful it is. Mm-hmm. The other guy lost a football game in college and cried in his parents' arms. Well, I just think there's a little bit of a difference in the way that they showed the emotion.
Yeah. I don't think Carson Wentz does that. I don't think he goes to the sideline and spikes his helmet if he's just mad about the game. I think he was in excruciating pain and, quite frankly, should have been taken out. He was not. Yeah. And O'Connell's like, well, I didn't want to subject Max Brosmer. Dude, just dial back the game plan. The game is done. Get him out of there.
I honestly, like, Thor nailed it, man. Thor said they're going to use Carson Wentz as a sacrificial lamb. And that's probably the last. If JJ McCarthy starts against the Lions, that's probably it for Carson Wentz as a Viking.
But at some point in time, especially O'Connell, who like preaches that I'm human, and the guy's basically crying. Don't you just say, you know what, dude, Max can go out there and hand off a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm not offended, but I don't need. I'm not like Brosmer's not saving that game last night.
Oh no.
People like, oh, he's gonna save the game.
No. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying as a human being, if you're gonna preach like if you're Zim, get the guy killed. I don't care. That's what you do. But Kevin O'Connell preaches this whole thing of protecting players, and somebody just said, look, Max Brosmer, fourth quarter, the game is done. Max Brosmer can go out there. Hand off. Quit calling intricate pass plays. Just, it's over. And this guy's crying. He's literally crying. If this was a hard-ass coach, I'd be like, I'm not surprised. I was very surprised that O'Connell didn't do. And in my opinion, in that locker room where O'Connell has sort of built up a certain personality type, I lose respect for him by doing that to a guy. Because the difference, too, is Caleb Williams is your first pick. He's the first pick in the entire draft, and he is your QB of the now and future. Carson Wentz is a temp. Like, he's literally a temp. Like you went on a recruiting website, you found him, and he is in there, and now you're like, I'm going to get him killed.
Yeah, I guess what I'm just on the Caleb thing, I'm saying one of them was emoting out because he's kind of soft. The other guy is like had one of the toughest performances of the year in the NFL, and it's just like boiling out of him in the fourth quarter. But you're essentially saying that KOC was inhumane by allowing that to continue.
I thought for what he has built up as his personality, in the locker room, I thought that was a really, really bad call. And and what I'm saying too is in the fourth quarter, put Brosmer in and dial it back. Just have him hand off. He's not going to die if you dial it back. And look, if JJ McCarthy melted down like that on the sideline publicly, even if he was hurt, I would like it a lot less. What I felt was unfair from Herb Street was Carson Wentz is a temporary secretary.
Yeah, and Herb Street was talking about him like he's the leader of the franchise.
Correct.
Like, bro, he's not.
Yeah.
And I think that's also part of his emotions is it probably felt to him, he kind of knows that JJ McCarthy is going to likely start against the Lions, and he doesn't know when he's going to do this again, so it was like everything was kind of hitting him.
Rock knows how you feel about
And the final slice of pie, 30% to Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. Specifically for how many day 1 and day 2 draft picks he has absolutely flushed down the toilet in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
And we can and by the way, last night felt like the comeuppance for bad drafting, where you had a really nice, you made up for it a year ago with a great free agency class. This last free agency class has not lived up to what it looked like on paper. But the reason why you have to lean so heavily on these last 2 free agency classes is because of the lack of good young players you have stockpiled through the draft. And last night was just an absolute tour de force of bad depth, right? and if you want to go through the list, I mean, there's a big Dallas Turner debate among Vikings fans this week. Well, Dallas Turner, after last night, now has as many penalties in his career as sacks. JJ McCarthy has as many long-term injuries that have sidelined him as games played in the NFL. Mekhi Blackmon, the Vikings bailed on that guy, and their cornerback room is a disaster right now. Well, he's been starting for the best team in the NFL, the Colts. Mekhi Blackmon is a starter for the Colts right now. He's not, he's not Revis Island in his prime, but don't you think you could use Mekhi Blackmon right now as just like another guy to throw out there when Jeff Okudah is 10 yards behind every one-on-one coverage on the outside?
Can Dwight McGlothern be that bad that you can't plug him into, if nothing else, the Okudah role, which isn't big?
Yeah. I mean, it's a thin room. Lewis Seen was working out for someone last week. He's out of the league at age 26. Patriots. He also broke his leg in half. Worked out for the Patriots last week.
Yeah.
Ed Ingram, Brian Asamoah, Andrew Booth, all gone from the roster. These are. I'm not going through the whole. I'm literally just giving you the day 1 and day 2 things from the last few years. And when you whiff on Andrew Booth and punt on Mekhi Blackmon, that's how you wind up taking a flyer on Jeff Okudah and needing that to play out. Mm-hmm. When you punt or whiff on Ed Ingram, that's how you wind up paying $17 million for Will Fries in free agency. He's been underwhelming. Watch him try to pick up some of these twists last night. The run blocking has not been there. So
and meanwhile, the Colts line is kicking everyone's ass.
It is.
6 ways to Sunday.
The Colts were like, oh, you guys are both leaving? Oh, shucks. Oh, okay.
You've been staying here for so long. We've so enjoyed your company.
Are you sure?
Do you want pancakes before you leave?
Don't go.
We got some syrup.
Don't go. So, okay, there's the...
Rock knows how you feel about pie.
There's the pie chart. 30% Kwesi, 20% B-Flow, 15%, sorry, Carson Wentz, 15% Kevin O'Connell, 10% offensive line coach Chris Cooper, 10% special teams coordinator Matt Daniels.
Can you throw up a comment I just saw at 9:58 a.m. that refers to me by Jughead? Can you see that one? It said
Jughead.
Jughead agreed with the moves.
Oh, Judhead? This one?
Judhead. Okay, Jughead. Okay, so Jerry Blake here says Jughead agreed with the brilliant
coming in hot.
Offseason moves. Jerry, you're right, and I was wrong. Like I did. Like
I did. I was in lockstep with you.
Yeah. So that. Like yes. Like I'm not trying to absolve myself, but I'm sorry.
If we could only be as 100% right about everything as old Jerry Blake in the comment section.
My point is, yes, I agreed at the time. And I thought that they were good moves. And based on age, I obviously did not question them nearly as much as I should have.
Can you
Syrup.
pronounce this word again for me? Because
I said it on purpose.
Oh,
Syrup.
again. Okay.
Syrup.
I
But I,
was
said
very-
syrup.
Syrup. I was like,
Yeah.
is that? Am I saying it wrong? Are you?
No,
saying it wrong?
no. I was being goofy.
My entire life,
because-
I've been saying syrup
because
wrong.
I felt like it.
Syrup,
But anyway.
syrup,
Syrup.
syrup,
Syrup. Yeah.
Syrup.
Yeah.
Syrup.
Cool Whip.
Anyway.
Cool Whip.
Yes, I was wrong about that. You are correct.
It's always I love when oh man. Listen, man, we're like 365 days a year just slinging takes, and we do the accountability sessions on Wednesdays. I think we're super opinionated, but we're gonna be wrong a lot too. And it's always funny when a commenter is like, you were wrong. It's like, okay, we're going to be wrong about some stuff.
Right.
Football teams are wrong about a lot. The best quarterback evaluators in the world are wrong about a lot of things too. So, but I'd love to see hey, Jerry, I'd love to see your take, your batting average on your takes. Do you have a Twitter account somewhere where you were line by line? That's an overpay for Will Fries. Ryan Kelly's going to get another concussion or two.
Or 3.
Oh, Dallas Turner, that's a bust because I've been watching film on Alabama this year.
Yeah.
The takes
Yeah.
business.
The
What
takes
happens?
business.
The takes business.
We're gonna put a bow on all of this with our silver linings. When they lose, we give you the nitpicks. We balance it out.
It's all right.
No, we're
That
not
was-
done with the show.
No, I know. I went to go kill the music and I fat fingered an intro button. So thank goodness that I didn't actually kill the show. That would have been something.
We're not landing the plane quite yet. But we are going to open up the Prize Picks app real quick here, where you can win some real money this football season and this weekend when you've got the World Series, you've got hockey, basketball back in action, college football, the NFL. It's kind of crazy how many things are happening right now on the Prize Picks app, where all you have to do is select between 2 and 6 players. You pick more or less on their projected stats, and boom, you place your entry. So right now, I'm just looking like quarterbacks this weekend here for fun. Old Joe Flacco, against the Jets, 200 former team, right? He played for the Jets for a minute.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was a Jet. He's been with
So you're a jet or a jet all the way.
almost every team.
I think it's the highest number. No, Baker's at 245, 241.5 passing yards for Joe Flacco.
Because I bet he'll
He's
throw
gonna
the ball to
throw-
Jamar.
Yeah, he's gonna throw 25
Jamar Chase. Good
targets.
for him.
It's going to be great. But yeah, you select between 2 and 6 players, pick more or less on their projected stats. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code PURPLEDAILY and get $50 in lineups when you play just $5. That's code PURPLEDAILY, $50 in lineups when you play just $5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. 2 men in a truck. That's the right play for you. Instead of asking your family and friends to help you move, go ask 2 men in a truck.
That's right. Don't ask the weird uncle. Again, not speaking from personal experience. Just looking out for my friends and family of Purple Daily.
Creepy Bob, yeah.
Let the experts handle. They have all sorts of different size trucks too. So whether it's just a few items, like I only needed to move a couch, a love seat, a bed. I say only because I didn't have to do it. 2 men in a truck were able to take care of it. What they quote is what you pay. No hidden fees, no service charges. They'll just send you over a spreadsheet. What needs to get out of this house, and they're going to safely and appropriately get that taken care of for you. So go to 2meninatruck.com to get your quote today and tell them that Purple Daily sent you.
Park Dental is my new dentist as of, year and a half ago. Have gone to every 6 months, been on schedule with my Park Dental appointments, and it's fantastic. There's a bunch of locations around the Twin Cities and western Wisconsin. Fantastic place to get your teeth cleaned, x-rayed. Just a really clean, bright, non-dentisty feel space is how I would describe Park Dental. They make you comfortable, they make you feel welcome, and they have really convenient hours and locations. Go in before work, after work. So check them out, parkdental.com, where you can schedule your checkup. That's parkdental.com. All right, Dex, give us a silver lining off that debacle last night.
Certainly. I for the love of God, watched Carson Wentz play his last game as a Viking. That is my silver lining. I don't have to watch Carson Wentz anymore.
It's likely, right?
Likely.
There's
Likely.
no way.
Yeah.
What's the percent chance he starts against the Lions? Little extra rest to get that shoulder right.
I'll go 10%.
I think it's like 3%.
Oh, yeah.
I think
I'll go-
McCarthy's back for that game. But here's my concern. Speaking of our Pollyanna offseason. Allen and Hargrave are going to step in and help. I'm more concerned that McCarthy's going to get hurt again. And then what? And then who starts?
Then don't you think it has to be Brosmer at that point, just to see?
I don't know. But
because wouldn't you rather be like trying to mold something for future gain versus just existing in Carson Wentz land?
But
that's the problem. Is like when you start Carson Wentz, you're not building anything.
Correct.
You're just existing week to week with there's no horizon.
You're floating.
Yeah.
You're just floating. Like you're not drowning. Well, until you do, but you're just floating there. So I don't know. But like my biggest thing is when McCarthy gets back there, my biggest thing personally is I am holding my breath. He stays healthy. Forget his success. Can you stay on the field? So that's my concern. My silver lining is this, gentlemen. If they lose to Detroit, which unfortunately it's a weird league, but it's looking more and more likely, the trade deadline's a couple days after that. And may I suggest that you start to pick some pieces off the corpse at that point and get whatever you can in terms of draft picks.
Pull a rib out.
So I'm not saying first round. I'm not saying second round. I'm not even saying third round. But I would look at some of my veterans on defense perhaps as well, and TJ Hawkinson, and I would say, can I get a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick? Because the more draft picks that you compile, the more that you can then package those draft picks together to make other trades. So if they lose to Detroit, my silver lining is I go from a couple days ago saying, I wonder if the Vikings will be buyers too, and this is what they did not do in 23, which is accept the inevitable.
Man, who do you think? I guess we'd have to go look and see, what would be the cap penalties for trading various players. But who do you think is like, if let's say they go on a skid here, they lose against the Lions, they lose against the Ravens, getting Lamar Jackson back or something, and now the season is just over, other than developing JJ McCarthy? Who's like the best or highest profile player that you could see them trading mid-season? Well,
the Baltimore game is like the trade would be, I think the deadline is a couple days after the Detroit game. So the Detroit game,
okay,
you have to immediately know. But I mean, I would see if there's from an old man standpoint, I would try to see if I could trade probably Allen. Hargrave might have, like, again, I'm not looking for a lot. I'm actually just
would
trying
you
to
trade Jonathan Grenard?
Boy.
I mean, you want some real capital.
Yeah. If you want real capital, well, I mean, let's talk about it. Grenard.
He's 28. He's probably going to want even more money, right?
What if you could get a premium for Jordan Addison right
That's
now?
what I was going to say. That's probably the best.
And by the way, Phil, you opened this door. I was opening I'm just like taking stuff to Goodwill, and you're like, oh, let's trade Grenard.
What about your car? What if we
exactly. I'm like,
what about that Sleep Number bed?
I'm like,
you want to give that to Goodwill too?
I don't need these shirts. And Phil's like,
and
Phil's like, how about your house?
Yeah.
How about we just give you your house?
Fun fact: I had Jordan Addison written down in my hottest takes to trade at the deadline.
You might want to sit. You might want to sit on that one for after that Lions game because it is the deadline is the Tuesday after they play the Lions.
Right.
As of right now, and by the way, I don't see this line moving that much more, but the spread right now for the Vikings Lions game on.
Well, can we guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think it is, Judd? I think it's like, I'm gonna say it's like 9.5, 8.5.
I'm gonna go with a touchdown.
8.5.
8.5. Wow.
8.5.
Shout out Bill Simmons. Guessing the spreads.
That's a good job. Very good job.
Have they been? Well, I don't know that they've been underdogs of that nature
in the O'Connell era.
What was the disaster year? The 7-win year. That was 2023, where they started 0-3 and they lost a bunch of games at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's true because they had Dobbs playing quarterback and Mullins, Jaron Hall. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Wow, 8.5. That's aggressively.
My silver lining is kind of related to Declan's, but he went kind of we don't have to see Wentz anymore. But my silver lining is if JJ McCarthy starts against the Lions, at least to steal a phrase from our Drew McGarry group text thread, at least we can hit play on the movie again. Let's just hit play on the movie again. See what happens. That's what I'm excited about.
Knife.
Yeah, it's we've had this movie on pause for over a month, and it's time to see here. It's time to see when the highlight of there's the two highlights of JJ McCarthy's career are the fourth quarter against the Bears and him leapfrogging Justin Jefferson running and sprinting out of bounds last night. Let's see more of him. So those are your silver linings. Kind of a thin batch
or start to make some trades. Start gear up for those trades.
And we can always fire up the I Want to Mock segments early too. It's never too early to look ahead at the 2026 draft.
If they lose to Detroit, I think we'll be doing exactly that.
I want to mock.
We'll be doing the off-season blueprint episodes starting first week in November.
Thursdays will instantly be even more fun if we start mocking early.
They will. All right, well, Vikings have a long weekend to figure some things out here. We will hit you. So Judd and Chip with Purple Access tomorrow on Purple Daily, continuing the autopsy. We're going to give you feedback Friday on a Sunday morning, and we'll probably do kind of a combo like you guys did a couple weeks ago out of the bye, like Vikings and NFL takes live on Monday morning. We can jump on and do that. So plenty more coming your way here on Purple Daily. Again, click that subscribe button if you haven't on the YouTube channel. The like button. Keep spreading the word about this awesome community of Vikings fans here. So we appreciate you guys. Phil Mackey, Judd Zulgad, Declan Goff. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die.